This is a fan-generated show. If you would like to support us, please go to jamieglazov.com, and also don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. All your support is greatly appreciated.
Hello everyone, this is Sandra Solomon Moments on what Islam taught me about hijab. Since I was young, at age of 9, they start forcing me to wear the headscarf. We lived in Saudi, I was raised in Saudi Arabia, 100% Sharia law constitution since I was 9 years old. So starting from very early age, we were forced to wear the headscarf, and later on, the mid school and high school, they forced us to cover our faces as well. And that was one of the main reasons that makes me question Islam and start to rebel and not wanting to wear it. And I felt has nothing to do with the morality and the decent of the women wherever they behave, because what they told us when we were young, that you are like a candy, and if you are a covered candy, the flies will not come on it. But if you are open, the flies will come on it. The flies here representing the men. And they teach us that if you are covered, you're going to be protected from every like a sexual verbal harassment, or you're going to be protected by being raped or being harassed and all that. But living in Saudi Arabia, what I noticed in the malls, in the markets, even around the Kaaba, when the people do the pilgriming, the Hajj or the Umrah, which is I faced it myself when I went to do the Umrah, that many women get sexually harassed around the Kaaba. The fact that it's very jammed, very busy, lots of people, crowded, and there is no separation, and everyone is mixed. And on top of that, the men, they go around the Kaaba without underwear. So they have their private parts touching the women's bodies. And that was many add to the reason that makes me know that Islam, it's not from God. It cannot be from God. It's the hijab. It's nothing but added on from the culture. And later on, when I did my studying and my search, I discovered that the hijab actually was brought to the Muslim women from Umar ibn al-Khattab, one of the caliphates, when he came to Muhammad, the founder of Islam, when he told him, cover your wife, after he saw Sauda, one of the Muhammad's wife, at the dark, when the women used to go for like a washroom at night time. And at that time, when the Muslims, they had so many sick slaves, after they do the jihad and the conquest, they brought the sick slave from the Christians or Jews or any other faith. They brought them as a sick slave. At that time, there was no distinguish between the Muslim woman and the sick slave. They all wear almost same clothes. They're not wearing the hijab. They're not covered. So based on that story, when Umar ibn al-Khattab, he came to Muhammad and he said to him, cover your wives, otherwise they're going to be known, so they can be harmed. Therefore, Muhammad claimed that he received a revelation, supposedly from Allah, from God, and saying, oh, the Prophet, tell your wife and the wife of the believer to cover themselves, not for them not to be known, so they're not going to be harassed. So basically, from this story, we know that hijab came actually to distinguish between the Muslim women and the sick slave. So that's why until today, when the Muslim men harass the woman who's not wearing the hijab or even rape them, to them under Sharia law, there should not be it's not considered a crime. There should not be punishment. So that's why many Muslim men, they go and harass and rape the Christian girls or any other women what are we facing here in Canada, and what many countries as well in Europe, the raping, it's increasing because they see these women who's not covered as a sex slave. And that's this coming from the teaching of the Quran and the Hadith according to the life of Muhammad. And on top of that, if the Quran really gonna prevent men to look at women or the young girls not in a sexual way, we face like so many stories, like Nujud Ali, a story, who was forced into the marriage at age of 9 years old until she fought for her divorce, and she gained it. She escaped the marriage, and she gained her divorce at age of 10. Nujud Ali, she was wearing the hijab, and many young girls in the majority Muslim country, especially in Yemen, they wear the hijab at age of 8 or 9, but yet the men take them as a child bride, did not prevent them to look at them without any sexual desire. So therefore, from these stories, we know now the hijab, it's all fake. It's not gonna make the person like holy. That's why they teach us, if you're gonna wear the hijab, you are more holy, you are more clean, your honor, this is your honor. And many girls nowadays that we see, if the girl rebel or refuse to wear the hijab, it happens to me that my brother attempted to murder me many times just because I rebel and refused to wear the hijab. If it wasn't for my grandma, I would have been killed. And we see the honor killing, the Shafia girls that happen in Canada. They got killed just because they refused to wear the hijab. And there's thousands and millions of stories that around the majority Muslim country around the globe as well. And the stories of the many girls, they got their face attacked by acid. They throw acid on their faces, especially in Iran, in Afghanistan, in Pakistan, all these countries. Many girls, they face attacked by the acid just because they refuse to wear the hijab, or their hair showing a little bit under from the scarf. And from all these, we know that the Sharia law, it's a man-made law. It's a hijab. It's not gonna add any respect or holiness to the woman. The cleanness, it's within. It's from the heart. It doesn't mean the woman who's not wearing the hijab, that means she's calling. That's what they taught me as well. The woman who's not wearing the hijab, she deserves to be raped. She's calling for it. She should have covered herself. So in the Muslim majority country, they always blame the girl of being raped, especially the one who's not supposedly covered very well. And one more thing I want to finish with it. Nowhere in the Quran, in the Hadith, it says that women has to cover their faces. So if any Muslim woman or any Muslim imam or any clerics, they say that it's a must, that's a lie, that's taqiyya. Not nowhere in the Quran, in the Hadith, it says that women should cover their faces fully. And this one that we calling on the governments to look into it, that's against the law, that's against the safety as well. And final thing, I want to encourage everyone to join me this coming July, and every July, make July 1st International Burn Hijab Day. You can look at the video on YouTube. It's there. So join us. Join this call to stand up for all these women who been oppressed, forced to wear the hijab, and they've been killed just because they refused it, or they got their face attacked by acid. And thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to support the channel by going to jimmyglazov.com. And also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much, and more to come.